Hello and welcome to session 2 of websites. In this session, we are going to see how to build a website using WordPress. I'm going to walk you through certain aspects of WordPress. This is one of the most popular framework used by web developers across the world. Even if you are a beginner, it is very easy to build website on WordPress. There are tons of things that are available online which can help you in this process. So without further ado, let's jump into it. To reiterate, let me start with what is domain name. Domain name is the address of your website that people type in the browser URL bar to visit your website. This is your identity over the internet, at least for your website. So domain name is very important to buy in order to give unique name to your website or give unique address to your website. Your website will be known by what sort of domain name it has. Hosting is a service where your website will be hosted. To elaborate, a web hosting service is a type of internet hosting service that allows individuals and organizations to make their website accessible via the World Wide Web. Just having domain name won't help you because your website has some sort of weight to it. In technological terms, it requires space in order to be seen by people. At the end of the day, internet is nothing but network of servers and websites which you can access. This information needs to be stored at some place, and hosting is that place. Everything that is there on the internet is hosted somewhere. Companies like Facebook, Google have their own servers, which are very big in number and giant ones. But people like you and me who need small set of space to host their website can avail these services by getting in touch with hosting companies. There are many hosting companies out there. Before we start into WordPress, I'm going to show you about how to really book a domain and hosting. It's a very quick way to show you how you can find out best services for domain and hosting. So what I did here is I did quick search about domain name and you will get these ads who are selling domain names. So let's say that I go to GoDaddy and I will try whatever I want to try. I will try the X, Y, Z and I will search if this domain name is available. So we'll see that this domain name is taken and GoDaddy will suggest you certain other domain names. Now please understand that domain name cost is really dependent upon what that domain name is. These sort of domain names which are considered as premium ones will cost a lot against those which are not premium ones. You might be wondering what these extensions mean. Initially, when internet was there, when internet started actually, that time .com was the extension that was used widely. But now with the evolution and as most of the domains are booked on .com and because many other domain providers are getting involved in it, you will find this sort of creative extensions now, .me, .shop, .com. It's really up to you which one you want to choose. But still, the traditional way of booking a domain is with .com, and you will always see that those are taken. I'll try to see another example of Luna, which was the example I gave. So it will say that, okay, fine, this particular domain name is taken. So I will say Luna Tech. It will say it is taken. I will try something else now. And it says that this domain name is available. Now, if you want to buy this, you will have to create account in GoDaddy so that ownership is with you. You will add it to the cart and it will show you the cost that you will incur for the first year. It is always advised that if you are very sure about the domain name, then book it for at least 2 years. That way your costs are not high and you don't need to worry about when that expires. In case of expiration, this domain provider will for sure send you reminders, but it is always good to have long-term domains in place. So it's really up to you which one you want to buy. Now, this is just one part of the website building. Where will you host your website? And this is where hosting comes in the picture. So GoDaddy also provides hosting, and hostings are really dependent upon what kind of service you want to avail. Please understand that website speed is greatly depends upon what kind of hosting it has, what kind of server it is using to host. So depending upon your requirement and size of the website, you can choose your hosting. Of course, there are many other hosting providers in the world. GoDaddy is just one of them. You can do a thorough research about which one is good for you, which one is well suitable for you, and you can buy that hosting. Hostings are billed monthly or yearly, same way domains are billed. But understand that once you purchase a domain, it will remain with you for year of that purchase. Those are billed yearly mostly, but hostings are a monthly occurring cost. They will always divide it into months, even if you pay for year. So it will cost a bit more than your domain name. Hosting is one of the most important aspect of website because it decides how at what speed your website will be shown on the browser. So I advise that make sure you have done right research about what kind of hostings you need. Let's jump back into the session now. Another important part of hosting, which I would like to talk to you about, is shared hosting and managed hosting. So I even here I take an example of WordPress. Also provides managed hosting. So what is the difference? In managed hosting, you will have dedicated server to yourself. When I say hosting, please understand that hosting is not just a space, it is also processing power that is attached to it. A managed hosting will have dedicated processing power to you. In shared hosting, the processing power will be shared between websites. Cost-wise, managed hosting will cost you more than shared hosting. Shared hosting will always come at cheaper cost, but it depends upon what kind of website it is. But it is always advised that you have managed hosting because it will give superior speed experience to your visitors. Again, choice depends upon what kind of budgets you have. I advise you do thorough research and find out what you want to really go with. Now let's see. What is WordPress? WordPress is a free and open source content management system written in PHP and paired with a MySQL or MariaDB database. At its core, WordPress is the simplest, most popular way to create your own website or blog. So WordPress is an open source content management system which comes with good PHP code and database. Popularity of WordPress can be attributed to the blogs those are written on them. Initially, when WordPress was started, it was primarily known as a blogging website, but eventually they evolved to become a go-to framework for anyone who wants to create website. Now this framework can use various ways and various themes depending upon what kind of design you want to have. So it is a whole ecosystem that way. WordPress is a framework, and on that you can find various themes, plugins, and various other applications which can help you to give superior experience to your users or visitors of the website. Now there are two things or other two different types of WordPress. One is WordPress.org, second is WordPress.com. If you are using third-party hosting provider, then you should use WordPress.org. WordPress.org also gives you full power over customization. You get full access or control rather to your website. You can install any other third-party theme onto it. And to use WordPress.org, you will have to install WordPress on your computer or laptop to build the website. Once you build it, then you ship it to the host to hosting, and then it can be published to the world by connecting it with the domain. .com is if you want to use WordPress hosting, and it does not require you to do other things that are involved in .org. All most of the things rather are done by WordPress themselves. So if you're looking for an option that has most of the hard work done for you, then WordPress.com is the right choice. So in the next session, we'll look into WordPress. That session will help you to understand basics of WordPress and how it looks, how it feels, what are the options available. Till that time, thank you.